All right, looks like we're on. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of BeYou Live. This time on Facebook. We're your friends from BSA Solutions. My name is Nico. This afternoon we have an amateur filmmaker, and when I say amateur, it's like your definition of amateur filmmaker is like the bare minimum of anything you want to do on film. Your cell phone, yay. Well,
Yes.
but it's awesome how you do it. All right. Apart from that, she's also a podcaster and probably the most flexible person in the room because she's also a yogi, a wellness enthusiast. Everyone, let's welcome to the show. We have Isa. Hi, Isa.
Hi, Nico. Hi, everyone.
All right. Hi, everybody. We're live on Facebook, so if you want to follow us, go ahead and please do so. If you're watching the stream, we are live on BSA Solutions Careers page. Now, of course, for BU, what we want to do is talk to our associates. We want to we want to do a little deep dive into your lives apart from BSA Solutions, of course. Now, the what we want to do on this show is we want you to be as authentic, as genuine as you can. That's why it's Be You, right? So for our hashtag for this episode, it's hashtag Zen with Isa. So since we're live on Facebook, if you have any questions, if you want to chime in on the conversations, please do so. Just type down on our comment section so you can be part of the conversation. And I'll be checking on your messages too from time to time if there should be any. If you want to throw in your questions to Isa, if you want to throw questions my way, it's all good in the neighborhood. So we start with our icebreaker segment. So by the way, thank you to Gab for manning the controls, making us look good on Facebook at the same time, preparing all the questions for you.
Absolutely.
So if some questions you feel icked, that's not me, that's her, okay?
Wow.
First question. You joined BSA last year, September. Now, who introduced you to the company and what made you decide to come to BSA Solutions?
Who introduced me to the company? I would say Google.
Okay.
I needed to transition into something more creative. Before this job, I was mostly doing more flat or like technical writing.
Ah,
And I was mostly, if I wasn't doing writing, I was doing a little bit of admin.
Okay.
But I was creative in my 5 to 9, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So I wanted to integrate that into what I actually, like my main gig.
right.
So I did my best to put a portfolio together of personal projects, even not, professional projects, just personal projects
Okay.
to demonstrate some creativity. And then I tried for the marketing assistant role, which was partly creative and partly admin. And it was a match with the team that I was matched with, and everything just flowed easily from there.
It's nice when you work with marketing people because they're a mixed bag of anything and everything.
Yes.
Anything and everything. In the literal sense of the word. Now, if you could, let's talk about your life in general. If you could pick a song that would sum up your role as a marketing assistant, what song would that be?
I had a little think about this
Okay.
after the other day, and I think it's Baby Steps by Olivia Dean. Maybe
Oh.
it's not the most popular.
I haven't
song.
heard that, but yeah, I'll give it a closer listen next time. But yes,
Yes.
what's the song about?
It's just about being independent and trying to find your footing in the new things that you encounter, or like maybe the transitioning into a different part of your life and you're trying to find your footing there. Hence, baby steps. So this role is my very first ever creative professional role. I was only ever creative as a hobbyist. So transitioning into that, into professionalizing those skills was huge for me in the past few months. So baby steps.
Yeah, it's very different. Like I myself, I'm a creative, and it's different once you have to make it more corporate
Yes,
in a
and
sense.
there's a structure.
Yeah,
and
when there's a structure to it.
Absolutely.
It is a struggle at first, but then again, you'll find your groove, and it is what it is. And talking about Olivia Dean, in my other life, in radio, I play two songs from Olivia Dean like almost every day.
Is it Man I Need and
And the other one, so
So
easy.
Easy.
Yeah, it's those two. But baby steps, I need to check that.
Yes.
All right, Isa, as someone who works in marketing,
Uh-huh.
what's a stereotype that you often get when people ask you about your job?
What's a stereotype that I often get? So there's two sides to marketing. There's the research part, the numbers part, and then there's also the creative part. So
Okay.
I think that when you say, or the sales part as well. So I think that when you say the word marketing, it's more of, I think most people get the sales part or like the extroverted part of the whole thing.
Okay.
But there's also the other part, which is what we do here, every one of us in this room, the creative part. So I have to do a little bit of explaining that I'm not the client facing marketing person.
Okay.
But I handle the details. The,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the more of the creative output and everything else in between that's related to that.
Okay, so like pretty much like the people in marketing, marketing is also a mixed bag because
Yes.
not you could either be in front of the camera or you could be
Behind the
doing things
camera,
from
yes.
behind the camera. So whichever assignment you get, well, you'll just have to be ready for it.
Exactly.
And hopefully, but as you do your job, you'll figure out
Yeah.
which one you really prefer or which one really is your niche.
Exactly.
Anywho, now apart from your phone, wallet, and keys, which is your basic when you leave the house,
Yeah.
you need to have these things. Do you have an object in your bag that you must always bring with you?
An object that I always have in my bag, I think it's my massage rub, my Plus.
Oh, okay. Which one? Which
Um,
one? Which brand? Let's
I
go
don't have
ahead.
it now, but I think it's the Thai herbal essences, the circles, the colors.
That one.
I have the yellow one.
Yeah, the yellow one. I have the purple one. I
Yeah.
think the purple one is for sleep.
Yes.
And then I think the yellow one is for pain, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
I forgot.
I
forgot.
am in pain, so it's working. So
Because
yeah.
I know the purple one is for sleep. And
Yes,
then
it's very
there's a
relaxing.
green one too, right? There's a green one, there's a
orange
yellow
one.
one, there's orange one too.
It's one of
Yeah,
my
I
favorites.
forgot which one is. Is it
Yes.
orange for pain or yellow for what? But
Haplas is haplas.
yeah, man.
It's for everything.
Especially for myself, I'm in my 40s, so that's like it's a one good thing to have, especially when you're about to doze off. That's just me.
It's so funny because I always tell myself that whenever I'm in meetings, because the team is in Sydney and then I'm here, whenever I'm in meetings, I think they know what I look like, but they don't know what I smell like.
Ah.
I smell like an old lady every day. So, yeah.
Oh, that was easy. She just passed by. Okay, that was her set. Okay, if your friends can describe you in one word, what would that one word be?
I think my friends would describe me as game, G. I consider myself the multi-purpose friend.
Wow.
If someone wants to try a new hobby and they need someone to do it with them, then that's me. I will try anything at least once, literally anything. Any sport, I will try it at least once. Like
Nice.
arts and crafts, I'll try it at least once. Any hobby, I will do it at least once and then get a feel for it. If I like it, I'll keep doing it. If I don't, it still was fun.
Let's say hi and good afternoon to Melvin, who says, first watching from the comfort of my station. Lyle says, good luck, Isa. Or go, Isa, I should say. There you go. If we have more people joining us in the chat, we're going to read them. But again, those who are watching us live, we have Isa here.
Thanks, everyone.
She's actually one of our associates for BSA Solutions. She's in the marketing department of one of our clients here. So let's check your and go into a little deeper about your life as a marketing assistant. Okay. When does it usually get busy in your job? I understand that there are days when it's lean. There are days when everything's just, I don't know,
Yes.
all the tasks are thrown
Yes.
at you. But when does it really get busy, and how do you handle the stress?
It usually gets busy at the end of the quarter, but I think my busiest time so far back as I can remember, was probably towards the end of the year. I think the reason for that is mostly me. There were things that I could have put off for January, but I did not want to eat lechon and spaghetti thinking about what I didn't do.
Oh, okay.
So that was mostly just me. But yeah, usually as a team, it's usually the end of the quarter when there are reports coming up and there are quarterly assessments coming up. So we have to sort of reflect on what we've done for the last 3 months, and that's when plans are made and everything like that. So usually that.
Well, especially for marketing, it's really about pace and pacing yourself, basically. Now, did you experience any culture shocks when you first started in BSA, knowing that we are Pinoys working here, but you're actually working for mostly Australians, if I'm not mistaken? I think your client is Australian, right?
They're in Sydney.
And how does working for an Australian client differ than with Filipino bosses?
That's a very interesting question because I think that, well, in my friend groups, I'm the one who can speak on what it's like to work with Australian teams. So it wasn't a huge culture shock for me because this was probably my third Australian team that I worked with. But each role was different, but I would always I would be led to Australian teams. So I think I think that working with Australian teams is the work culture in Australia is very different. The Aussie work culture is very different. The way I would describe it is relaxed and calm, but somehow everything gets done. Somehow everything falls into place. Somehow nothing is rushed, but everything is done. Something like that.
It's hard to describe, especially if you haven't worked with one.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So
And, and you get to be more of what you do best. You get to do better at what you're doing because of the calmness of the atmosphere. I think the pressure from working with specific cultures that have that kind of work culture. It puts there's like a invisible wall between yourself and what you can do, but then in an environment that's actually like, okay, we can do this. This is the schedule, the pace, the tone, the timing. You somehow can just naturally do it as if you're just not trying. So I feel like it's not completely to your personal credit when you get to succeed in an environment like this. It's always the people around you that make that possible. So
there you go. Cool beans. Okay, now if you could associate your movie, make it a movie with the job you have, what would it be?
A movie with the same vibe?
Yeah.
This is hard because I like the movies that
what
keep
kind
your
of
heart
movies
rate up.
are you into?
I like the ones with weird concepts.
Okay.
Like the movie that comes into mind right now, because this just came up in the meeting that I was in earlier. The film Her with I forgot his name, but Scarlett Johansson was in it.
Okay.
I forgot the actor's name.
Is it
Joker?
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Is it sci-fi thriller?
It's sci-fi, but it's
it is
quiet and calm. So the premise is that the guy, Joaquin Phoenix, is in love with his OS, his operating system.
Oh.
So the Siri in the film, the voice is Scarlett Johansson, but
that movie.
yes, she's like she behaves like a real
person. As if they're in a relationship, but she is an operating system.
She's an operating system.
But did she become like a person in the end?
No.
No.
No, but she just kept learning and learning the way humans behave. So
but Joaquin Phoenix did have like feelings because he had like an idea how she looked like, stuff like that.
I guess, and I think in the film he was also lonely.
Yeah.
So the feeling of companionship, I think he attributed to the OS and imagined this whole relationship with her.
And how does that relate to okay, how does that relate? Okay, let me zoom in and let me ask a question. How does that relate to you? Okay.
I can't think of I can't think
I'm interested how you're gonna answer that.
I mean, the film itself is probably not related to my experience with the team.
You just
but
like it. You just like it.
I think it's just the feeling of calmness, even though things are happening. That's this point of similarity.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
I gotcha. That was a quick save. Okay, let me see. Gabby says her is such an oh yeah, Gabby
Yes.
says like her is such an iconic movie.
I love it.
Melvin says as a movie editor, video editor, what is your take on AI editing apps?
Oh, what's my take on AI editing apps? Wow. In some cases, it's convenient if you are working like a factory and you need an assembly line.
Okay.
So there are actually softwares that create short form reels out of long form like podcasts
Yeah.
to make it easier. So in some cases it's okay, but if you're doing like educational content or straightforward content, it's probably okay. But if you want to be artistic and if you want your content to have like a genuine voice, then that's something that AI cannot replicate. There's this I don't know what the English term for it, but lukso ng dugo. You just know when you're watching something.
You
and
just
there's-
have a gut feel
Yes,
that's
You
AI.
just have a gut feel. You just know when you're watching something and it's not coming from a human person.
Yeah.
I think that we underestimate human connections because of how digital everything is. But it's still there and it's noticeable even though you can't explain why.
And Melvin wants to squeeze in a question. What's your comfort food?
My comfort food, dim sum break.
Oh.
Didn't
Okay.
even, no time to, I didn't even need like 5 seconds to think.
And which one out of the menu from like dim sum break is your go-to?
My full meal is
Yeah.
the steamed rice with the Shanghai and
Oh, yeah,
all
yeah.
the sauces. So every bite of there's 6.
Yeah, so
every
you
bite
wanna
different sauce.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, that's
Okay,
it.
okay, gotcha. Let's say hi to Jera de la
Hi,
Templado.
Jay.
Go Isabella.
She's my recruiter.
Your TCX also watching. Jemima is also here.
Hi, Miss
Proud
Jen.
TCX. She says. Oh, Gabby says, I feel so much. I feel you so much at the procrastination part. Okay, cool. Here we go. Right, let's check on your other segment, which is again you being flexible and everything, as she also does yoga. So here we go. You're actually one of the more familiar faces when it comes to the body balance classes here. You've also been doing yoga for a while now. How long has it been, and what got you started with yoga?
With yoga, it's been 6 years. Very long time now. But I'm not I'm not studying to be a teacher. Like
Okay.
it's just the practice that's always there for me whenever I need it. What was the other question again?
Oh, what got you started?
Oh, what
with
got me
yoga?
started with yoga? Because there's a yoga studio near my house and I saw the sign. Literally. I passed by it and I followed the arrows.
So how does that go? When you go to like a yoga class, like how many are you usually?
It depends on the size of the studio.
Okay.
So the biggest class that I was in are like 30.
Oh,
30
so
people?
that's a big room if
It's a
that's
big
the
room.
case.
Yeah, but it's pretty packed. But usually, maybe a normal class would be like 10, 6 to 10. That's you have enough room to move and all. And the teacher also has enough room to go around and check everyone's form. So
Gotcha. Now with yoga, this is Gabby's words. With yoga, I love how you can do your hobby both inside and outside the workplace, which is exactly what you're doing. You get to do
Exactly.
yoga
Yeah.
where the studio is, and at the same time, we also have yoga classes here.
Yep.
Now, in the years you've practiced yoga, do you have any memorable moments associated with it? If you can, please share to everyone.
Memorable moments that I associate with yoga. Oh, yeah, okay. I think now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably the pandemic season, the 2020 season where
Yeah, because
everything
2020,
was.
if it's 6 years ago, that's exactly when you
Yes,
started, right?
exactly.
Pandemic,
And
okay.
during that time, the studio that I was going to shout out, Yoga Shala Tisa, they transitioned to a virtual program, virtual
Oh,
schedules, virtual
that's
yoga. Yes.
cool. That's cool.
So even in the pandemic, there was nothing to do except
Right.
yoga. So I would work and then I would
So you
I
just
would
need like a
yes,
mat,
I
right?
just needed a mat and my
Oh.
laptop, and I could continue my practice. So it really was the year where exercise and something like yoga was very needed because we were isolated from each other. So I had that to keep me sane.
I have a feeling like how you did it. So you did do your yoga classes and everything, right? And since we did like drive me home,
Oh, yeah.
so we kind of know exactly where you live.
Yes.
So after your yoga classes, you go to Tisa and buy shomai.
I
Because
would
it's
do
very
that. I
near.
could do
Because it's
that. I
very
could do
near,
that.
right?
It's a walking distance.
Very.
Yes.
It's like a walking distance, literally, and
Yeah.
there's like that's like a food haven if you ask me. Like you could be there like 2, 3 in the morning, and then people are still like selling stuff.
People are having junk food. Yes.
But that's cool, man. It's cool that you were able to do that, especially during the pandemic. You got
Yes.
yourself busy at the same time. You got yourself like, sweat. You got to sweat,
Healthy.
and you got yeah. You
Yes.
got you got to be in a position where you're healthy. Now, like talking about Drive Me Home, you mentioned that you were also into weightlifting.
Yeah.
How did you get into this sport? Because that's like
It's the randomest thing I've
that's
ever
so
tried.
random. Not every girl would say like I want to do weightlifting. What got you into it?
So I don't do it anymore. I'm
Oh,
not
you
an-
have. I
yeah.
thought you still do it.
Oh,
Okay.
no, I'm not an athlete anymore. I have to make my choices because I don't have enough time in the world. But
So when did you start?
I started in 2023, at the end of 2023, just because the gym that I
Wow,
was
that's
in,
so. I thought
that's
you.
recent. That's super recent.
No, well, when you said that you didn't do it anymore, I thought you were doing it like what, high school, college?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
It's just one of the things that I tried
Ah,
out of my
gotcha.
many hobbies.
Gotcha.
At the end of 2023, the gym that I was in had the coach was a weightlifter, and so it wasn't a weightlifting gym, but someone started doing it, so then
Okay.
other people started doing it, and then everybody started training. But I think late last year, and yeah, around the end of last year, I kind of decided that it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue anymore.
So if you did pursue that, you could have been like following the footsteps of Heidelin, right?
Yes,
'cause that's
I
like,
could have competed.
yeah,
I
right?
could have,
Right?
yes.
Okay. Now, what got you to stop though,
Okay.
or what made you stop? That should be the right question.
I think my most honest answer to that is with weightlifting, you have, as a woman, you have to train with women. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
It brings out a masculine side of you, and it has to feel balanced for it to feel natural coming
Okay.
from you. And I just didn't have that experience anymore. I needed, if I had a female coach, then probably. But
Oh,
like,
your coach was a guy.
yeah, and I needed to feel the feminine energy around me for it to
okay,
feel
that
like,
makes sense.
yes.
That
So
makes sense.
when I started doing more feminine activities, I started feeling more like myself. So I just had to
Okay,
make my choices.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, let me see. Weightlifting and yoga, they're basically far ends of the spectrum, if you ask me. What's the similarity of the two that most people would not be able to see?
This is the most interesting thing about something as masculine, or like how you would say, like as barako, or as
Yeah.
batak as
Yeah.
weightlifting. It actually requires so much flexibility.
How so?
Strength training in general requires so much flexibility because if you can't get into the correct form, then you could have carried 5 more kilos, but you just stood up the wrong way. So
Okay.
you could have, if you could have opened up your hips a little more, then that would have been 5 kilos more off of your PR, and that would have been 10 kilos more. It's literally just, there's a science to it. There's
Okay.
a form that you can achieve to be able to fully maximize your strength. So it's not just your muscular quality, your muscle quality. It's mostly technique. Weightlifting is technique. Strength is technique. So
Which is also kind of like yoga, right? Because it's also technique. At the same
Yes.
time, repetition is key.
Yes.
You have to be
Exactly.
able to repeat these
Yes.
steps like correctly to be able to do it like
Yes,
right
exactly.
too.
Like most men, they can squat, for example, just this is an example. For example, a regular man can squat 80 kilos,
Okay.
but he can only squat up to a 90-degree position with his legs.
But women
But-
can.
yes, but I, as a woman, I might squat 30 kilos, but I'm all the way down to the floor because of how...
Because of the flexibility,
Because
right?
of the flexibility.
Yeah.
So I get a fuller range of motion, and I get like more development in my quads and in my hamstrings because of my flexibility.
So more like women are more flexible, but men can be like are
Men are
generally stronger. Right.
But
Okay.
they need the flexibility to be even more stronger.
True. And at the same time, like women can be flexible, are very flexible, but you need the strength that
Yes.
men have. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
So 6,
Balance.
7. Okay. Let's go ahead, do the segment where we talk about your being a podcaster and being a filmmaker. Okay,
Yes.
so apart from you being into sports, you also run your own podcast, and I was able to see some of the episodes a little bit, and I was able to see the captions. The name of the podcast is Pakafin Storya, which is it's a play on words. So in Bisaya, it's like Pakapin
Yes.
stories, but it's Pakafin Storya. Now, when did you start this, and what got you to start a podcast?
What got me to start a podcast is my friends and I had things to say. That's it.
Okay.
My female friends and I had something to share with the world. So it could be about like relationships, career, or friendships, but it's mostly just experiences of women in their 20s. And I had a studio. I had the resource. Well, it's not mine, but my
But you had dibs.
family's.
You can always-
Yes, I had dibs.
Yeah, because their family owns a professional recording
Yeah,
studio.
my
What,
family
well, let's do a shout out.
My family owns Soundtracks Production Studio
Yeah.
in Katipunan, Barangay Tisa, Cebu City.
That's like OG, right? if you don't know, like soundtracks, a lot of the produced commercials that you get to hear on radio and some that you see on TV, a lot of them are recorded at Soundtracks. I was
Yes.
able to record them there as well, maybe once or
Yes.
twice. But a good friend of mine, Tom Kendi, like does a lot of his recordings over there. So
Yes.
that's awesome, man. And it's good that you're able to use the
Yes, I was able to use the space,
Yeah.
and then it's a good outlet, I guess, for myself and the guests that I'm with. So the guests are always just my friends.
Yeah.
It's really just like my friends have something to say. Period.
but it makes sense because since you already have the equipment, might as well, you know.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
and if you have something to say, why not? Okay, what's the story behind Pakafin Storya and why
The name?
exactly? Yeah, why exactly the name Pakafin Storya?
I love coffee. Coffee is it flows through my body.
Coffee.
I'm a big coffee person, and I wanted that to be the central symbol
Okay.
of my podcast. So I wanted the name to be a pun. So yun na, Pakapin Storya
Yeah.
sa Bisaya pa is storya, yeah. Punan-punan.
Yeah.
Pero when you use the pun, Pakafin Storya, then it's an inside joke among us,
Right.
mga Bisaya.
So
So
it's like you, like if we're already adding like when we're talking about a general statement, you add some things just to embellish things.
Yes.
That's Pakafin Storya.
Exactly.
There you go. Melvin says that explains why my knees are weak. It's not the age, I just lack the technique.
Correct.
Ah, okay.
You're probably lifting. Oh my God, this is. You're
Yeah,
probably lifting like this. That's why all the weight,
Whoa, hold on,
like
hold on.
this. These are your knees. If your knees are forward, then your knees are taking the weight from your shoulders. But if you move your knees out like this, then it's like a tripod. So your legs get to balance the weight that's on your shoulders. So your knees, the force goes to your legs, your hamstrings, your quads, and um, your glutes. So you get to work those muscles, and the knees don't get so.
Should have bought some dumbbells
Stress.
and everything. Could have done, or cowbells too. Could have done a lot more. Okay, so here we go. What's the most unforgettable episode from Pakapin Story that you've done?
I think the most unforgettable episode was probably my one of the last episodes, which is the end of year episode, where
Okay.
I talked about this. I was being very, very vulnerable about gifted kid burnout. So it's like it's something that happens to kids who are batang may laban ba?
Okay.
The promil kids of this
Okay.
world, the kids who get all these, who achieve so much before they're even an adult, and then they get to become an adult, and then they're tired. So ang batang masipag, paglaki, pagod. Batang masipag,
Okay.
paglaki, pagod. So that was that experience that I had.
So, it goes without saying you were like you started as a gifted kid. Is that what you're
Yes,
trying to say?
yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And then,
Achiever, what, in classes,
Yes, in
in
classes
academics,
and
and everything?
yeah, and then
times,
I
good times.
realized like I realized that it wasn't like I was performing for people to be impressed by me, and then I just wasn't pursuing. I think that's partly the reason why I wanted to transition to a creative role here, so I can do what I want, which is creatives and not really the other things that I didn't want to do.
I remember I always talk about this with friends, especially like my classmates in elementary, and it makes me laugh every time because I was also like a student achiever, right?
Yeah.
From like first grade to fifth grade, I was like second, and then we had like the girl who was like always first. It's like she's so like smart, like really smart. She's an achiever. And then when we hit sixth grade, I think she was out of class for like a good month because she had dengue. And then by the end of the year, she was still valedictorian. I was like, what the hell? How smart is this kid?
So
I mean,
natural
she was
for
she
her.
was so out. She was out for a month and she still got valedictorian. I was like, what the hell, man? But that's how gifted kids are. You know,
Yeah, that's how
if
gifted
you're
kids
smart,
are.
you're smart. It doesn't really matter though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so how when you said you got so vulnerable with that episode, after letting all the emotions out, how did you feel?
I felt that it was worth it because when I put my feelings out into the world, thinking that nobody experienced the same thing,
Yeah.
people actually came back to me and said they did experience the same thing. So I feel like someone just needed to start the conversation so other people feel like it's okay to talk about what they experienced as well.
And I think that's a nice thing about podcasting. You know, it depends on the subject though. But then once you put yourself out there and the content that you have, it will always find its audience. It may not be
Exactly.
immediately, but you know, it may come at a
Yes.
time when you actually need it. It's like delayed gratification, so to speak.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Now, making films require tons of work. Now, which phase of filmmaking is your favorite? Is it research, script writing, storyboarding, production, or post?
I think it's the script writing part because you just have to start getting the ball rolling. You just have to start writing, even though it starts bad, even if that's just your own standards.
Okay.
Because once you crack the door open, then so many things come to mind. So it's just a very spiritual experience actually. Coming up with something, coming up with ideas. So that's the most important thing for me. But aside from that, it's just the implementation part, I think.
Is is the implementation part harder for you, or is it like the actual putting your thoughts into paper that's harder?
I think it would be the implementation part because that's when you start overthinking things. When you're just putting your thoughts into paper, you're just letting the chaos happen. And
Oh,
then,
that makes sense.
and
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
arrange how that chaos is supposed to look, and then that's when you're like, okay, this very specific detail
Okay.
shouldn't be here, and then it messes with you.
And then someone in the back of your head was like, that doesn't make sense. Why are you doing that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what film and which film director had the biggest impact on your filmmaking style?
Which film director had the biggest impact on my filmmaking style? That's a difficult question.
Yeah, Gab. Thank you, Gab. That's not me. That's all Gab.
That's a very difficult question. I think I haven't seen enough films because I feel like there's more that I can do. But I think the most recent project that I really, really respect is Sarah Baba's Can I Come In? Where she interviewed Liza Soberano was one of her one of her interviews.
Oh, is that the one where they were like?
You're in the
It's like,
bathtub.
yeah, right.
Yes.
It felt like it was a
Yes.
movie, but it was
Exactly.
just really her asking questions, right?
Exactly.
And they gave her like different scenarios, right? Like
Yes.
different. Oh, okay.
It's like
That was
French,
I have
French
to-
cinema meets podcast.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool. I would say that was a pretty cool execution because
Exactly,
it's not normal.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
It's visually good, but also the intimacy of just like being in the bathtub, and
Yeah.
everything is symbolic as well as like it supports the conversation that was happening.
Yeah, it was kind of the teaser they did was her like slicing the cake.
Slicing the
right?
cake, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, if you had to choose between doing one thing forever, which would it be? Podcasting or filmmaking?
Oh, filmmaking. Yeah.
And
sure.
how so?
I think that well, filmmaking is podcasting, but also filmmaking encapsulates like every kind of crazy way that you want to tell a story. Like for example, Sarah Baba's Can I Come In? It was a film, but it was also a podcast. But she is a filmmaker, not a podcaster.
So she presented the podcast in film form.
Exactly. So it has more of it casts a wider net in terms of what you want to do. There's really no rules as long as it's genuine coming from you. So back to the point of AI editing, probably not if you want to be a serious creator who has something to say.
And it also is like it's like a domino effect because after you do the film, you can always do a podcast after.
Exactly.
It's like a chain of events.
Yes.
Right on. So let's. We are supposed to do show and tell. I'm not sure if you brought one now,
I
but
did. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Let's show everyone an item that you have here, and let's show everyone what it means to you and how it means to you.
Okay. So this is my item. This is my workhorse of a Samsung.
Okay, let's show it to the camera.
Okay, here.
There you go. So which phone is this?
Just the S23.
S23. Okay.
Yes. But
Oh, so is it a 23 or is it a 23 plus?
23 FE even.
FE.
Yes.
Okay.
So I didn't have much starting the podcast. I just needed to start. So all I had was this and lights that I rented, and
Okay.
It still worked.
Okay.
I think that if you just you think of your limited resources as a challenge rather than a limitation, then there's so much that you can do. There was something that I tweaked with the lighting and I tweaked with the set to make it look professional so that nobody can guess that I'm using my smartphone to shoot.
Okay.
And even in the early year episodes of the podcast, I would even use my smartphone to edit 1 hour video.
Wow.
So yeah, it is my humble beginnings, and I'm still in my humble beginnings. I
Right.
haven't transitioned to a camera yet, but I'm very proud of what it's done for me.
Yeah, pro tip, if you're only using a cell phone for as long as you have proper lighting and a really good microphone,
Correct.
you should be okay. Because if you notice, even with the advent of social media, like a lot of the content creators they've started with cell phones.
Yes.
And it's all even like, I don't know, they were even like holding their cell phones to begin
Yes.
with. They did not have tripods to begin with. They didn't have like an actual team to like edit the podcast or their vlogs. So they had to do it on their own. So they didn't have like lapel microphones or
yes,
whatnot, but they were still able to put
Yeah.
out content. So I think if you just start with it, then
Yeah.
you'll find your audience. Once you find your audience, once you make good money, then of course you reinvest in yourself by
Exactly.
buying better equipment.
Exactly.
So there, good times. Okay, so we're all actually almost done. Let's talk about looking back and then moving forward. So going back to yoga, there's an impression that yoga is a woman's activity. Now, how would you debunk this misconception and tell everyone that yoga is for everyone?
Yoga is a woman's activity because so many women do it. But imagine if most men did it, then it would be a man's activity, wouldn't it? I think it's just it only looks like a woman's activity because of the participants.
Right.
But actually the teachers of yoga, the ones who actually set the foundations for yoga are males, and so many in the larger like global community, so many yogis are males. But I think my biggest point to debunk the fact that yoga is a women's activity is the fact that flexibility is for everyone, and I feel like it's not just flexibility that yoga offers, it's the quietness of the mind, the mind-body connection, because you get to, when you hold a pose for so long, you get to be aware of what hurts. You get to really focus your attention on whatever injury you have or what tightness you have or what sensations you feel in your body. And that physical awareness translates to your awareness of your environment, your spatial awareness, your awareness of other people's emotions, other people's behavior, your awareness of literally everything. So the main goal of yoga is really not, it's not the physical poses, it's not that's a bonus, the physical benefits, but the way it really helps you and supports you in your life is just you being fully aware of everything happening to you at the same time.
You know how I feel about yoga is the same way I feel for like Zumba classes.
Yes.
But the only difference is there's a lot more males in Zumba classes.
Yes.
But for yoga classes, like maybe there's only one or two males who join classes. I have a feeling because I'm a guy. I'd be weirded out if I joined here. But I think in the long run it actually is better for males to actually do it because anything that promotes health, why not, man?
And have something to clock.
Yep.
I feel like most males don't want to do an activity, a mindfulness activity like yoga, because you have to actually confront your feelings when you do it. And
Maybe.
most males don't want to, because when you're asked to meditate, you think about your problems and all the pressure builds up, and then you just want to avoid that pressure. So you don't do yoga at all. But yoga pushes you to confront all
And
of
let
that.
me explain why.
Yes.
Because men are expected to be on top of everything. Like,
Exactly,
we're
the
okay.
pressure.
We can always solve things. We may have problems, but we're just smiling because everything's fine. Everything's good. We're conditioned to be that way. Now,
Yoga's there for you.
there you go. So, BSA has a bunch of sports club. Is there a sport that you haven't tried yet, but you're open to getting into?
I said this before, pickleball.
Pickleball, okay. And we do have pickleball is one of our games that's going to be
Yeah.
happening this weekend
Oh yes,
for the Sports
for
Fest.
Sports Fest.
Have you signed up for it?
No, I can't be there, but I think it's a regular activity for the, or like
I sure
it's
hope
always
so.
here, it's always around. So I hope to
I
join
have a
next time.
feeling. I have a feeling there's gonna be a pickleball club that's gonna open here.
Hopefully.
I have a feel. I just have this gut feel because, like pickleball is like really getting big and I mean everywhere.
Yes.
Anywho, they say that artists often have a different outlook in life. What's
Mm-hmm.
a habit that you picked up because of your interests that changed how you perceive things?
A habit that I picked up because of my the way I perceive
Yep.
that affected the way I perceive things. A habit that I picked up is seeing everything as information. Everything that happens to you is information. Even if like for example, somebody does something good for you, then that's information who they are. Then that's information that you can use in your writing, in your film, and something that you can say in your podcast. But if somebody does something not great for you and then you feel a certain way, then that's also information on the way people are, information on what happens to a person when they're raised a particular way, or they belong in this particular environment, or they're around this particular people, what happens to their personality, their decisions when that happens. So that's also information. And you get information on the different characters around you. Everything that happens to you is information, and it's up to you what you do with that information to create something. So it's easier to like separate yourself from the world. You go from participant to observer when you're an artist. So when you're in observer mode, nothing affects you. You are handling information.
True. In our terms, like kawi-kawi, no, but
Correct. Kahoy-kahoy.
but yeah, another way of looking at it is I remember someone told me this when I was like on my way to corporate. Be a sponge. So
Yes.
like everything that you learn, like you said, it's all information. So you have to be ready to learn and unlearn every information that comes your way.
Exactly.
Now, what good things you actually learn as an experience that's already no one's going to take that away from you. So if you treat yourself like a sponge,
Yes.
then you will do great in life because
Yes.
if you really think about it in general, we all are given a lot of information. We are taking in a lot of information daily. Now, how you're gonna use it and why you're gonna use it and who you're gonna use it to, that's all on you. Alrighty, there you go. So, any advice for people, Isa, who are hesitant to embrace their creativity and pursue creative hobbies? Because that's tricky.
Oh, I love that question.
Yeah, because for us here in corporate, this is our 9 to 5. This is what pays the bills. But
Yeah.
then some people are not fortunate to be able to squeeze in their creative sides and into the mix and make money out of it.
Yeah.
But for your case, you're able to make money out of something you're doing creatively.
Yeah.
But how about those who would like to pursue that side?
Pursue that side of them. Like you mean professionally or just as a hobby?
Professionally or as a hobby or what have you, or if it's something in the middle too.
I think my first answer to that is it's really good for people to be creative in whatever way, because creativity is a record of your journey in life, who you are. Like it doesn't have to be good, but it's the only way to capture who you were in the specific moment. Like there were so many times in my life where I would go back to something I wrote a million years ago, and then I remember who that person was when she was going through that, and then again, that's information.
Right.
So some of the things that I recorded by being creative are like feelings and emotions that I didn't understand at the time, and then things unfolded in between, and then I go back to the information that I recorded, and then it could be like captured in whatever way. Like you could be singing, you could be dancing in a particular type of expression because that's what you were feeling on that day.
Right.
And then you remember what happened there, and then everything kind of makes sense at the latter part of like the way your life unfolds. So always be creative, because it's not the output that is going to be like, you know, assessed under a microscope. It like nobody cares. It's important for you to remember who you were at a specific moment. That's why you have to keep being creative.
So in a way, once you document things, it becomes an emotional timestamp. So at
Exactly.
that time, this is exactly how I felt, but then
Yes.
you weren't able to process it yet. But the fact that you were able to like record it or document
Yes,
it,
exactly.
like once you look back, okay, so this makes sense. So that's why I
Yeah.
was acting that way or what have you.
Exactly.
Okay, one more question before we do our rapid fire questions. If you could recommend one piece of media, be it film, a show, a podcast, a book, or anything to anyone, what would it be and why?
One piece of media?
Yeah, it could be a book, it could be a film, it could be music, whatever.
Huh. Okay, wait, let me think. Um,
Not hawak mo ang beat. Not, definitely not. Definitely not.
Naman ha. I think that everybody should. Can it be in general?
Yeah, of course. Of
Okay.
course, of course.
Everybody should read. Anything. Read anything. Read fiction. Okay. In particular, if you want to understand real life,
Okay.
read fiction. Don't read nonfiction. Don't read facts. Read
Because
fiction.
because
Because fiction or imaginary situations help you understand real situations. Like they're a mirror to the real world.
it kind of like prepares you.
Yes. So like if you're reading nonfiction, then you're just taking in information. If you're reading fiction, you're processing that information because it's processed in a fictional. It's playtime in your head.
So, how about this? Would you recommend nonfiction or would you recommend self-help?
Oh,
Because that's like a, if you really think about it, there's a thin line to that, like nonfiction and self-help. Because for self-help, it may not happen to you. May not happen to you, it may happen to you. For nonfiction, you're trying to process what's not happened to you just
Yeah.
yet. So it's a gray area.
I would say fiction.
Fiction.
I would still say fiction because when you're reading a story and something is happening to the characters, you're engaged fully because as I feel like as humans, we like story.
Okay.
That's why chismo sa mga tao because we just like to learn what happens in other people's lives.
Keep tabs. Keep
Yes.
tabs.
So when you're engaged, then all the information gets downloaded in your head. When you're just reading nonfiction, you're like, oh, cool. Let me note that in a notepad that I will never read again. So
Okay.
there.
Alrighty then. Okay. Isa, we are almost done, and yeah, let's go ahead and do our rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Now, we have 10 more questions to go. We just need you to answer these questions in rapid succession. Are you ready?
Yes.
You're ready. Okay, here we go. Gabby, again, thank you for the questions. We start with question number 1. Morning productivity or late day focus?
Morning productivity.
Yoga with music or silence?
Or what?
Yoga with music or silence?
Music.
Okay. Flexible in yoga or flexible deadlines?
Flexible in yoga.
Okay. Your favorite podcast that's not yours?
Ang walang kwentang podcast.
Who's that again?
Direct
Oh yeah,
Tanaka
those two, right?
Yeah,
they're
they
funny.
have
They're
that.
funny guys. Like, canceled shoot or failed render?
Oh my god. Failed render.
Okay, analog or digital?
Analog. Sorry.
Favorite Bridgerton season?
Favorite Bridgerton season? Oh my god. The one where 3. The one where we finally find out who Isildan is.
Even my wife was watching
I
Bridgerton.
love
I'm like
Bridgerton.
crazy. Anywho, would you rather live in the Regency era or live in the future?
The Regency era or the future?
Yeah.
Oh, the Regency era.
Okay, one word that describes your latest film project.
One word that describes my latest film project. Can it be my upcoming film
Yeah,
project?
sure.
Okay. Different.
Different. Okay, finally, if you could meet your younger self, what would you tell them? Or sure.
Just do whatever you want, girl. You won't listen to me anyway.
All right. And on that note, hey Isa, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for joining us.
so
That would have began for
much.
Isa, everybody. That was awesome,
Thanks,
man.
everyone.
Cool beans. To everyone who's here on the Facebook, I think. Oh, here we go. I love that take on fiction books. That's from Gabby
Yes,
in the chat
Gabby.
room.
You know
Thank you
what
so
I
much.
mean.
That was a cool conversation. I gotta say.
Thank you, Nico.
Isa, thank you so much for joining us here on BU Live now on Facebook. We used to do this on YouTube. Now we're trying to reach a bigger audience. So if you enjoyed that, please watch the stream again once this is cut. It's going to be there for quite a while. So hope you enjoyed the conversation, and we hope you, the audience, if you want to join us here at BSA Solutions, you can always send us a message. Those of you who are in BSA Solutions, if you want to watch the stream, please do that once this is done, because I know a lot of you are still at work. Then again, this has been Nico from the marketing team here at BSA Solutions. You take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
See you at work.